that don't know me, my name's Brandon Malley. I'm the Northeast Regional Manager for Turning Point Action. The Northeast is a new region for us because after the 2024 election, we were looking to 2028 and 2032 and asking ourselves, how do we win the Electoral College again with a Republican presidential candidate not named Donald J. Trump? Donald J. Trump did something unique, and he swept the Rust Belt. We don't know if we're going to be able to repeat that strategy or not, so we need to have a different strategy. That strategy, our organization believes, is offsetting 10 electoral votes in the Rust Belt. Wisconsin and Michigan are probably the two that are the iffiest. Pennsylvania is kind of the new Florida. It's going to be decided by 1 percentage point one way or the other. So how do you do math? Look at the map. You have Nevada, 6 electoral votes. You have a Republican governor there, and you have trends there. It's been trending for a while in the Republican direction. President Trump is just the first one in 2 decades to have picked it up. We want to keep that one in our column. Then you add 4 more by carrying the state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire was the closest state that President Trump lost in 2024. So we feel like we can go on offense here by building out an even more robust conservative infrastructure. We want to support the Republican Party here, AFP, all the different groups that are already active here, and do even more. Why? Because we have a lot of low propensity Republican voters. Who are those people? We know they're Republican, but they don't always show up to vote. And as an organization, we are here making a commitment for 2026, 2028, and 2032 to get those people to make a habit out of voting in every election. So we're going to have a lot of boots on the ground. We're going to build a volunteer army, and we're staffing up, and we're opening an office in this great state. I couldn't be more excited. Currently, I live in Brooklyn, New York. We elected a radical, communist, anti-Semitic mayor. I want to get out of there.
I'm in New Hampshire.
I will be moving to New Hampshire in 2026. So we can support all of our great efforts here. New Hampshire is going to be only the 3rd state in the country to have a Turning Point Action field office. Of course, our headquarters are down in Phoenix, Arizona. We have a Midwest office out in Wisconsin. I spent a few years out there. And now we're going to have a Northeast office out in New Hampshire. I want each of our 2 field reps to say a few words as well. I'm sure you've seen them out in the field because I've gotten mistaken for Davis before. I don't know how that's possible.
Hopefully not with me.
Usually when you talk to me, you have to look down. With him, you have to look up. I never get mistaken for Lisa.
Thank goodness.
But that's just because Lisa's incredible. She did some, and continues to do some great work in the legislature, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Got some great things practicing. We're proud of her, and she was a big recruit for us. And then Davis, of course, connects strongly with the UNH community and Gen Z. So let's start with Lisa.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Good to see you all again. As Brandon mentioned, we have a lot ahead of us in 2026, and we're going to be hosting some what we call super chase events leading up to the 2026 elections. But we're also going to be doing some smaller stuff. As we may or may not know, there is a special election for a state rep race in the Lakes region in Worldboro, so we are going to be involved in that. And here's the thing, we would love to see every one of your faces at that Super Chase event. A lot of people say, well, that's not in my district. Worldboro doesn't affect me. That seat in the State House absolutely affects each and every one of us. And so we should, every single one of us, be there and help with, as Brandon said, boots on the ground and getting out and after the vote. So we will be chasing those low propensity voters that don't show up for not midterms, number one, even these little special elections. Anyone remember how many votes we just won Berlin by? How many? 5. That's because of door knocking. So doors win wars, and we have to get out our door efforts, we have to amp those up in New Hampshire. I know people are like, I hate door knocking, it's not fun. But when you start off with a pep rally together, you share some food together, you make some new friends at these Super Chase events, and then head out into the trenches with these new friends that you've just made, it changes the game. It makes it more fun. And politics can be fun. And we want to bring the fun back to every aspect of getting out and campaigning and all of it in New Hampshire. Because I will not buy into the doom and gloom that I'm hearing right now ahead of the midterms. We have every hope in the world that New Hampshire will do a good job. But we can't do it, AMP can't do it, the NHGOP can't do it all alone. We have to do it all together. So it's a team effort. We need to unite more and stronger than we ever have before. Enough of this division in our party. If you see it on social media, shut it down. Move away from it. It's a distraction. It's moving us. It's veering us away from what we should be focusing on. So there's a lot of good stuff. You know, we want to focus on the bad stuff. Look at all the good. So much good is happening right now. And I know it's hard to see through the media filters and all of that nonsense. But this is amazing. And we've been to so many of these events in New Hampshire, and these groups are growing. The youth vote in New Hampshire is growing, and behind the scenes, there's a lot of great stuff happening too, but in front of the scenes, we need to amplify that more. We need to be proactive, not reactive with the Democrats and get ahead of their messaging and just go hard, guys. We have to go hard this year. So that's why we're here. That's why I got in the game with Turning Point, because in my opinion, Turning Point helped win Trump the election in 2024. He turned that youth vote for him, because he went to areas that we weren't going to and was talking to voters that we haven't talked to before, and we need to continue doing that. We need to elevate the youth in our party and give them more responsibilities, because they're capable and they're great. And put together, think of just, all of us in this together. So thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you for having us. Sorry.
Okay. I just want to express how excited and happy Turning Point is to come to New Hampshire. Myself, I was our first hire. I was just out of college at UNH, super excited to see what we're going to be doing here in New Hampshire. We introduced the state to Turning Point coalitions. We introduced the state to our Super Chase model, and we need all of you to buy into that, and you have. And we want to say thank you for everything that you guys have helped us out with this year, and we're going to need it again next year. 2026, we're going to be hammering down on these coalitions. We're going to be bringing Super Chases across the state, and we can't do it without all of your help. So I'm looking at all of you now. Please come out to our Super Chases. Please come knock some doors, join a coalition, and help TPA, help the GOP, and help election conservatives in New Hampshire. Thank you.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Do you have any dates set for the door knocking?
Not yet, but
Not
if
yet.
you're not on the Facebook page of Turning Point Action in Hampshire, get on that page, because we'll be putting it all out there, and on an email list. Get on our email list, and we'll be messaging you too through that. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.